Yeah, no doubt these configurations are setting themselves up for me to make decisions as a soul. Once again, it's a hologram. The hologram is doing what the hologram is doing for me as a soul. So I continue to have the opportunity to make more and more refined decisions as a soul, as a catalyst of my evolution. Every day, all the people, all the experiences, all the configurations when it comes to where I am, what do I have, what am I in possession of, the status of my relationships, all for the purpose of me continuing to create, curate, and refine my energy, my decisions as a soul. To return home to continue to align with more pristine, loving, honest, refined, sophisticated, impartial, intellectually sound decisions, energetically and emotionally sound decisions as a soul. This is how my experience or our experience continue to refine themselves based off of those decisions. And as I refine, my reflection refines. This is why we soften the resistance, softening the resistance. We don't force via our willpower. That's a recipe for disappointment. That's a recipe built off of expectations. The refinement process is graceful. The refinement process is graceful. You can't rush it. You can't force it. You can't just get frustrated and try to change things. You can't throw a temper tantrum and change things. You only muddy the waters. It's like splashing on the surface of the water. Like you were coming closer and closer to seeing a more refined depiction of your reflection in the water, and then you just start, splashing around, slapping the water, getting mad, getting frustrated as if that was going to change things. And it's like, nah, as you refine and mature, you recognize that that's not helpful. That's not helping the reflection. Let's talk about what that looks like, softening within this hologram. Because resistance leads to discomfort. Our resistance, when we push stuff away, denial, and we just, once again, muddy the waters. We're making things uncomfortable for ourselves. Of course, that's a thing. It's just, it's important for us to acknowledge the truth. And the truth is, nothing's ever happening to you. They're happening for you. That's the truth. Just plain and simple. Once again, regardless of the configuration of what's taking place, it's like, hey, there's something here for you. How mature are you? Well, I've come to a point where I'm mature enough to be still when I'm unsure. I'm mature enough to be still when I'm unsure. When I'm unsure, I'm insecure. When I'm insecure, I'm in fear. Yeah, no doubt. When I'm insecure, I'm in fear. And when fear gets a hold of your situation or the translation of your current experience, your current configuration, no, of course, it's going to be a fearful translation. When fear gets a hold of the ability to translate your current experience, oh no, it's going to tell you a horror story. It's going to tell you, like, once again, it's going to tell you that your life is fucked right now. That's what the ego mind going to say. Of course. That's his job. I don't see any logical reason why this is beneficial to me. Yeah, no doubt. Love ain't logical, homie. Like, I feel you and I know you, you know what I mean? Once again, the ego mind identity can be very boisterous and aggressive. Like, matter of fact. Condescending. I can't see how this can be a benefit to me. And it'll display all these facts based off of logical analysis and try to, once again, talk to that soft, loving, innocent, higher self in a way in which is demeaning, as if the higher self is a child. The innocence within us is ignorant and doesn't understand the way the world works. Well, in 3D, it worked like this. Well, I don't know how it worked in the heavens and all this shit you talking about, but here on Earth, I got to pay this bill and da-da-da-da-da. And it's like, well, once again, this is the condescending tone, assuming that innocence is somehow indicative of ignorance. Don't let your ego mind you gotta, the ego mind will attempt to son you. And that's a slang term, like, once again, like a son and a father. It's like, no, the father lives here, not here. But of course, the ego mind identity and its, arrogance, it feels as if the world runs on logic. So, of course, when it makes a logical connection, it get to talking all crazy and acting as if the heart space is where the child live and don't know nothing about God and don't know nothing about this world and just too ignorant and too innocent to understand how the world works. And it's like, no, that's backwards. It's this space of innocence that's the home of infinite intelligence. It's almost as if ignorance and arrogance, they bedfellows. Yeah, ignorance and arrogance are bedfellows. So when it comes from that place of arrogance, usually it has a backdrop of ignorance. There's a lot of pompous showmanship, but the intellectual foundation is skewed. No, talk a good game and sound confident and kind of talk down to people as if they don't know what the hell they're talking about and it's too ignorant and y'all acting like kids and whatnot. But once again, you have to recognize that this is the heart space gave birth to the ego mind identity. Yeah, the heart space gave birth to this voice in your head. No, don't forget where your mama stay. Don't forget where your daddy is. That when you get to talking in your head and acting as if you know everything, don't forget where mother, father lives. Right here. Not here. Mother, father lives right here. And no matter how old you get and how much you feel like you got it all figured out, when you start talking with a condescending tone to the innocence of your heart space, just recognize where infinite intelligence lives. That innocent voice, that innocent childlike voice that you feel within your heart space, that's where your mother and daddy live at. No, that is where your mother, Father lives. So consider that next time you feel as if the voice in your head knows more than the innocence of your heart space. When you start getting arrogant about things not making sense, and this don't, well, you saying do this, and it don't make no sense, you start getting frustrated and kind of sort of cussing out this innocence within your heart space. Once again, don't forget that's where your mother, father live at. That's where infinite intelligence lives. Humility is necessary. You're here for the purpose of gathering information. No, in real life, the ego mind is here to learn. Yeah, no doubt, of course. No, ain't no way of arguing and explaining away that kind of stuff. Nah, keep cool. Keep cool, because this hologram will humble you. No, this hologram will humble you fast. Fast, baby. Stay cool. Stay cool. Wake up every day taking notes. Once again, God's greatest students are masters. That's God's greatest students. We get up every day taking notes, paying attention in class, not assuming we know shit. Yeah, no. No, we done been on the receiving end of that pain enough to acknowledge, nah, I'm listening. It's necessary for me to listen. I'm alive to listen. I'm alive to listen. Look, pay attention. You're given a body. You're here on the earth school. What do you think your job is? Yeah, no doubt. Get up and take your notes. Pay attention in class. Pay attention in class.